for the test, me no procrastinate. Early to school, me no have time for late. Sit down in a...
Against the backdrop of a recent court ruling which found a teacher negligent for failing to intervene in a student dispute that turned violent, the Jamaica Teachers Association has renewed its call for every school to have a dean of discipline. This morning, we're unpacking what that proposal means and whether it's the kind of structural change our schools actually need. JTA President Mark Malabver is with us for this discussion. Welcome, Mr. Malabver. First of all, your reaction to the ruling.
Well, the ruling is a ruling. The truth is teachers are guided by the Child Care and Protection Act, and they do have a duty of care. What we have said is that our teachers must give clear, unequivocal instructions in the classroom. If there is a dispute, they must intervene by speaking to the students and give these instructions. If it escalates, then they need to seek help. Our teachers are not equipped to be referees, and there has been a proliferation of significant maladaptive behavior in our schools, and the necessary mechanisms are not there to respond to it. So I think this ruling really is clear. I think there are some systemic gaps within our system, and as a sector, we need to respond to those gaps.
Can we paint that picture for us, Aviv? You say significant maladaptive behaviors.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we had a guidance counselor. I mean, you would hear one and two things happening in the school, but apparently we're far from there now, Sir Malabver. What's going on? Paint us that picture.
I mean, and interesting enough, prior to that, we didn't have guidance counselors. Both the deans of disciplines, the post of dean of discipline, and guidance counselors emerged out of the advocacy of the JTA. That we saw what was happening on the ground, and there was a need to respond to this. And over the years, we advocated, we agitated, and here we are. But I don't believe that we are there yet, because the reality is, we keep hearing this statement about schools being microcosms of society. I don't believe that should happen, because I think that schools really should be macrocosms of
society should be.
Yeah. But there are these realities that are there. The students do come from broken homes. They do come to the classroom with significant deficiencies in terms of learning challenges, in terms of behavioral challenges, and even nutritional challenges. As a sector, we have to respond to these things.
Can you say what skills or who specifically is a dean of discipline?
So a dean of discipline is charged with the responsibility of putting in place initiatives and programs to treat with patterns of disruptive and maladaptive behavior in the school. They are to work closely with guidance counselors and the school's administration to cauterize anything that undermines governance, that undermines teaching and learning and the safety of the space.
When did you introduce the Dean of Discipline?
I think this was introduced a number of years ago. Don't quote me.
10?
It's more than 10 years ago.
What impact?
Don't quote me.
What impact has the position had within the school?
I think it has. There has really not been any significant research, to my mind.
Anecdotally.
That I've seen that really looks at it. But anecdotally speaking, it does help significantly. Some years ago, I know that there was a proposal for deans of discipline to be designated district constables. So that's the extent to which we have reached in many of our schools.
Because you think that's necessary based on what you're seeing in the schools?
Yeah, it's something that we may have to look at because of what is happening in our schools. But beyond that, there are racial concerns as well. So even in schools in which there are deans of disciplines, the ratio is just not practical.
2,000 students.
For example, I mean, we are saying And interestingly enough, our list of claims that we have submitted to the government, many persons believe that our list of claims is really just about money. It's about these things, because we have said on our list of claims that we want a ratio in our schools of 1 to 500, for example, students to deans of disciplines, students to guidance counselors, that sort of thing, because we recognize the issues on the ground and there is a need to respond. This ruling does have major implications for teachers and the Ministry of Education, and by extension the state, with respect to their what liabilities they are in these circumstances.
Expound on that first.
So at the end of the day, if a teacher is negligent, then they are an employee of the state, and invariably, as what the ruling stated, that the state is going to have to pay out if it is that they are sued. But one must also recognize that there are some realities on the ground. With respect, our teachers are not equipped to treat with some of these maladaptive behavior that are in front of them, and it does take away from their core function of teaching and learning. Yeah, it has safety concerns with respect to our students and our teachers. A few weeks ago, a teacher, for example, was attacked in our classroom. A student entered the classroom and attacked from behind. Yeah. So it goes just beyond this ruling. It is how it is that we provide a safe space for all internal stakeholders within the education, within the school.
How many deans of discipline do we have currently? As you're asking for a dean of discipline in every school.
I don't know the figure, but what I'm certain of is that not all schools have deans of discipline, and most schools.
Most schools do.
Yeah, but not all. And where we are is that we are saying let's start off with ensuring that all schools have deans of discipline, because I know of schools that have been clamoring for deans of disciplines for their school. So let's start there and let's get to the ratio that we want, so that our deans of discipline can respond effectively to whatever concerns that there are within the institution. There are deans of disciplines that are working outside of hours, for example, because they are working on shift schools. We are saying in those circumstances, provide one per shift, or at the very least, then you provide a shift allowance.
In the interim now, what is the stopgap? Do we train up the teachers who are there and try to give them the requisite skills? Although based on the picture you've painted, the requisite skills could be, I don't know. Jiu-jitsu? I don't know.
I don't propose to have all the answers. Certainly from where we sit though, we do have a monthly meeting with the Ministry of Education, and we'll be putting the matter squarely to them. We will be returning to the negotiation table tomorrow with the Ministry of Finance. These are items on our list of claims that we will intend to bring up, and we intend to discuss those things with the Ministry of Finance and, by extension, Education.
Are you hopeful about your upcoming negotiations, or the fact that you're going back to the table? Yeah,
well, I'm happy to be returning to the table. The issues are not lost on me. The realities of our teachers is clear. For us, it is a matter of social justice. Yeah, our teachers are amongst the lowest paid in the Caribbean, and yet, when you look at the data in terms of our teachers' performance, for their appraisals, they are doing remarkably well. Yeah. Our teachers are amongst the best in the Caribbean. But why is it that we should be amongst the lowest paid? It is a matter of social justice for us.
Systemic gap you mentioned earlier. What are some of the other issues that you've been
resource constraints. That's a major issue within the context of our classrooms and our schools. There are major issues as it relates to equity. Yeah, there are major concerns in terms of infrastructure, and then Melissa has really just amplified some of those things. And there are issues with respect to retention of our teachers. Our best trained and qualified teachers tend to be the ones that are migrating, and it creates major deficiencies and gaps for the system.
I know we have to break. Can I just ask one more question before we go? The teachers who were heavily affected by Melissa, how are they doing now?
Not well. Not well in many instances. We still have teachers that are living in cars. I can tell you many horror stories that a number of our teachers have gone through, and in spite of that, they still have to return to the classroom, and it's just a sad state of affair as it is for now.
Thank you to our teachers for everything that you do,
Indeed.
with everything that you face. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
For being here tomorrow and today, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so
with
much.
your negotiations. JTA President Mark Malabver this morning shedding light on a number of issues facing our teachers, as always. As never would say, more and on.
Yeah.
We'll hear more tomorrow. Coming up?
Yes, coming up, we hear about a success that came from years of quiet and constant preparation.